So being self-aware, having self-awareness can be your bucket umbrella term to what this all is, to what this means. It's having awareness of the relationship with yourself, having awareness of what you have urges for, or having awareness of what you like repel to, having urges and disagreements within yourself all act around the centerness of your truth, of that like untangible, indefinable, undistinguishable essence. That knowing when you're like, I don't know. You get asked a question about a lot of things and you're like, right, yeah, no, like I should totally know that. No, I hear what they're saying and I don't know. Because I know something else. When you have a knowing, you have this knowingness, you're like, I just fucking know. I just fucking know something. That's the center, stem, channel, energy flow, essence, spirit, soul, vibrating energy, aliveness, light. That's you. And I mean, that's the real you. Not like, oh, I'm a perfectionist. Oh, I'm a workaholic. Oh, I don't think I'm good enough. Oh, I'm really lazy. All these things are like grown from an outside source. If you keep putting some toxic stuff, some unnatural human stuff into you, you're going to be like, okay, yeah, this is me. This is me. Hi, hey. I don't think I've ever sounded like that in my life, because that is, it's just probably what the roles of expectations. People get so stressed, right? About we worry that we aren't all these things. Our attention gets grabbed and we're like, whoa. Look at how many people, we just get grabbed by numbers, man. We're like, well, everyone is doing this. When can you ever get someone to agree on something in life? Fucking never, right? Like it's just like, oh my God, if you've ever tried in a situation to get people to all agree on a something to be implemented, something to do, that doesn't happen. Get everyone to vote on the same thing. It doesn't happen because we aren't all the same. And I know we know this intellectually, right? Like we hear it and we're like, yeah, we know. But like cellularly, fundamentally, we're acting against that. And we think behaviorally in our body, we're like, oh, it's not appropriate. It's therefore not acceptable. And I know this might all sound esoteric, but hopefully, if anything is like triggered a specific memory and knowing in you of like, oh, you know what, I kind of feel this way. I kind of had a certain situation that, I don't know, something that this just reminded me of this. Then what my hope is for us to realize that like all the things that are wrong for us, all the things that aren't us, that we feel bad and judge ourselves for not being naturally or not wanting naturally or not looking like naturally are all gifts and cues to us loving ourselves more. They're all a trigger for us to be like, what's really inside? What is really trying to get out of us? Because I'm like kind of having emotion be in the way right now, because I feel like me seeing this, me recording this, and me talking about this, and me doing it in a way that is just totally starting from where I'm at. It's just a lot. And I recommend everything that I need for myself. I'm just here, like, figuring out all the ways of becoming me. And these are really new things for me, okay? Like, I didn't feel any of these caring about what other people think. Oh my God. That is like really new in my life that has come up. I think that came as a side effect to an environment of me working in a nightclub, which was the fucking best for me. I mean, I like found my adult self now in the club. Like, I found myself in the club. I've said this for 5 years. I've said this all the time. And it's what happened because I'm such an expressive, loud, out there person, apparently. And that's my personality. That's how I am. I have high energy and I go and I connect with people and I love to run a room and be around as much and in it. And like the stakes are high and the thickness is real and it's fabulous and it's fucking crazy. But to me, it's like it's aliveness. That environment is what first like hooked me. I was like, I got this because I didn't really know. And I don't think most do, but probably do know exactly what that real life is like. But I definitely didn't know because I wasn't that. I used it as an environment that I soberly like walked through and worked with and just like fabulously forefronted everything, everything just like slowed down. I was zoned because I was literally yelled at and encouraged to be like, be more myself, be louder, be bigger, be bolder, have all the attention, just do everything that's put on the show, be wild. Anything that I felt to connect. And my personality set and my type, I mean, I just fit in there like for that phase. However, then it started to like turn, right? Because the truth of the environment dries up fast because that's not what I was feeding off of. And that's not what was feeding me. So then all of a sudden I like grew to what I needed to be from that. So then I just had that be, do you hear the goats? Love the nature. So that environment dried up. And I started, once I mastered myself in that state, in that place around those people, aka drunk people, who I couldn't all of a sudden like do anymore, that I would be a part of encouraging something I fundamentally like don't believe in, and at the same time working at a crisis center. Those two buckets of people I looked at and I was like, okay, hang on. Once I got to know those two communities very well, I started to respect the crisis center community of who calls in there than the people who show up in the club, because one group is denying themselves and buying in, literally just like fashion-wise, friend-wise, which is the most important decision you make in your life, is who you spend your time around. I don't care if they're blood related or not. Humans are humans, and it affects your goddamn life and your mindset. And I mean, more so than people are comfortable with leaving people. So, and I'm real comfortable with leaving people that are not good for me. And that environment started to not be, because these people are denying themselves. And these people are like confronting themselves. So I couldn't put more negativity to pile on to problems and just really boost financially and socially an environment that is giving the wrong message for me. So now, from being in that though, however, I was starting to like, just by seeing how everyone accepted that behavior, they accepted that way of behaving, of thinking, of denying themselves, of fighting for what everyone else thinks of them. I don't know, man. Like, people that tell me they don't care at all what people think of them, but go into the fucking nightclub and show off in any way. How? I like, explain that. Explain that to me. And you know what? I've had a lot of people explain it to me. And from being around it and in it for 5 years, haven't found an actual answer. I found excuses, heard a lot of stories that are like, oh, that's not that. That's not this. I don't buy it. I think honestly, like, I think it's time to get honest with ourselves and to get self-awareness is to observe ourselves and then listen to ourselves and non-judgmentally accept what we hear. Radically accept with no judgment. Whew, that ain't gonna happen in one, after this video, like, let me just try that right now. That's a fucking practice, man.